Cooking to the tunes of Cerys. Cooking to the tunes of Cerys. Cooking to the tunes of Cerys. Happy Easter, everyone! Today I'm going to make a tradition of mine for Easter. It's a Greek chocolate log, which is made with leftover bits of chocolate. If you don't eat all your massive Easter eggs, what I love about this is that you can actually freeze it, because it is very simply about 250 to 300 grams of bits of chocolate melted with a tub of cream, double cream, which is about 300 grams, about 150 grams of roughly chopped almonds, some booze, preferably cognac. I'm going to use what I've got. I'm going to use a little bit of cognac and a little bit of spiced gin that I've got left over, and some chai spice syrup. You also add about 100 grams of icing sugar and 3/4 of a packet of rich tea biscuits. Mix it all together. Put it in a tin, of a baking tin lined with baking paper. Put it in the fridge or the freezer to speed up the setting. And then you take it out, you shape it, you roll it, and once it's set, preferably overnight, you can slice the chocolate log and have thin slices or thick slices of the amazing sweets. Right, so what you do is you create a bain-marie, even though I don't think my mum used to do this in a bain-marie, to melt the chocolate. Today I'm cooking to the tunes of Cerys from BBC Radio 6. I absolutely love Cerys, and I love the fact that we hear all these dedications and these amazing wishes from everyone to everyone that can't really be with. And I just love that the radio keeps going to keep us happy and sane. And you know, Cerys, you always put a big smile on my face on Sundays and with your blues program. So thank you so much for today. It's really cheered me up and it's made me feel like it's a special Easter day. So thank you, Cerys. Big shout out to Cerys and Radio 6 for keeping us sane. There isn't one specific type of chocolate that you need to have. I have used a white nougat bits, about 40 grams I had left, and then mostly dark chocolate pieces because that's what I stock. This is taking ages. Oh, melt, baby, melt. It's melting. You have to cut enough baking foil to be able to wrap it around the top of the chocolate log. So don't be stingy, you're not making a cake. So I'm going to make some ones here. I guess the way to see it, it's 3 times the width of your tray. It's really melting nicely, so I'm just going to put, there's about 100 grams of, well, 80 I put because I didn't have everything of icing sugar. I don't want to make it too sweet, so in fact I might stop there. There's enough sugar in there. I am going to put the rest of the cream in as well. Good tune. The idea is that it's all really well mixed and very well integrated. A little bit like a chocolate spread that I want to put my face in. Right, lovely. I'm going to show you what it looks like for a second. So here what it looks like. It's got a nice glisten. I'd like you to see what it looks like. I hope you can see it. So now the next stage is to cool it down gonna put this one here. Some cross arm action. Woohoo! Put it on a rack. There's two ways you can do this. You can roughly chop the almonds, about 150 grams or nearly a cup, or you can roughly crush them. I'm not in the chopping mood, so what I'm going to do is also I want to have a little bit of a kick, so I'm making more of a spicy one. So I'm adding some red peppercorns, crushing them a little bit. I'm going to do this gradually. I'm particularly noisy today. I don't know what it is. I feel like I need to make some noise because the house is too quiet. If you don't have 150 grams of almonds, don't worry. Use whatever nuts and seeds you have. You know, bring them together, nearly a cup. It's nice to have that crunch. Or you can put less and put a whole pack of rich tea biscuits. I saved some for emergencies. As I'm going back to work, I might as well have some treats. Nice cup of tea with a rich tea biscuit. I have become so British. So no, Mama. I meant sorry, Mama. This is a good one to get the kids involved in as well. Like, get them to smash things. Another idea with the rich tea biscuits we're going to do now in a moment, or now in a minute, is to put the biscuits or the nuts in a plastic bag and to just smash them on a slab of concrete outside. Get them to do that. Be fun, you know? Or do it if you're really starting to get pissed off with someone. Do it to just get some steam off. I'm going to give my chocolate cream sugar mix a little bit of a stir. Keep cool. Right, so now I've got my rich tea biscuits. Woohoo! It was 3/4 of a pack. If you don't have rich tea biscuits and you have any biscuits of any kind, just use whatever you have, okay? Don't worry about it. It should look roughly like that. And there's my nuts. 3 tablespoons of booze, really. As I said, cognac is the best. Yeah, that's just one. There we go. Cognac is the best, I must say. Brandy is good. So I've added some brandy, and I've added some cinnamon and cascara infused gin. And then I'm going to take, that's it guys, I've done the booze, I've cleared a cupboard. And I'm also going to take a present that my friend Alice got me, a little bit of chai syrup. She got me that from another friend's shop, Penland Pantry, for Christmas. And even though I usually make my own chai, I have really welcomed it in making food and cakes. Mixed it well now. And I'm going to add the biscuits. Oh, yum. And then I'm going to add the nuts. Okay. Totally mixed. Is this dude Giles Peterson? What would be really cool in this is those really nice tinned cherries that you have in the UK. Oh my god. Great idea. Just thought of this. You can soak some, if you don't mind the booze, you can soak some dried fruit into the booze and chop after you've chopped it nicely, and you can mix that in as well. How the hell am I gonna eat all of this? So it's a little bit like this. You see it? You can take it out in about an hour from the fridge or from the freezer maybe, and then reshape it whilst it's still soft. I'm fine with it being the way it is. Not fussy. I like it as a block. Traditionally, as I say, you know, back at home, it was a log, it was round. It's actually called the chocolate tree trunk in Greece. So yeah, I'm just going to place this now in the freezer because I was supposed to do it last night, but it was such a beautiful evening. I got myself, I made this poached fish and I got myself a glass of wine and I did some stargazing. Yeah, it was lush, so didn't do anything. Freezer time! Just to recap, it's between 250 and 300 grams of whatever chocolate you got. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate, just mix it up. With a tub of cream up to 350. I just used 250 grams of chocolate and 300 grams of cream. I used about 150 grams of nuts. I had almonds and I wanted almonds because very often I make this with amaretto liqueur and I just wanted the amaretto taste that almonds gave. You don't have to use almonds, you can use nuts and seeds that you have available. And I used nearly just over a half a pack of rich tea biscuits. In my recipe online I say 3/4 of a pack to 1 pack, but I found today, probably because I used a little bit less cream and chocolate, that I needed less. When I crushed or rapidly chopped the nuts, I also crushed some red peppercorns, and I also used a tablespoon of my last bit of brandy or cognac, whatever it was, because I mixed them up with you. Some spiced rum that I had, another tablespoon and a half, and then some chai spice syrup because I wanted to change the recipe a little bit. I melted the chocolate and the cream in the bain-marie with 100 grams of icing sugar, up to 100 grams. I think, in fact, I probably used around 60 today, and I think it's a good idea. You can make it as sweet as unsweet as you fancy. And I let that cool down whilst I prep the nuts and the biscuits. Mix it all together, put it in a bread tin lined with baking paper. After it cooled down, and now it's in the freezer. Preferably it stays overnight in the fridge to set, and then you slice thinly or thickly slice from your log or your tree trunk, as we call it in Greece, kormos. Dust some cocoa powder on top of it and enjoy. It's amazing with coffee in the morning. Alright, enjoy. Happy Easter. Bye.